Hi, Sag. So, I was watching Alice in Wonderland and thought of you. I was going to do this the other night and then I didn't for some reason or another. First card out. Second card out. Third card out. I think Taurus came up in your reading last month too, which is interesting. So, you want to move. And you want to be seen while you do that. The thing is that if you want to be seen, you might have to go the way you didn't think you were gonna go. So you might have thought when you jumped that fence, if you jumped that fence like we talked about last month, that you're gonna go in a certain direction, but it turns out that the winds took you in a different direction. If you want to have more play and have more controlled fire, like a Leo, this could be Gemini as well. So if you want more of that control in that aspect of your life and an aspect of doing your purpose and setting out there and doing what you want, then it's important for you to realize that even though you can go, let's say, right, and you already have that right in front of you, so you could go that way, no problem, you're ready, but then the left is like pulling you a little bit and saying, come this way. And there you'll allowed to be more seen and have more play in what you're doing and what you're working towards. It would be somewhat of a risk, but it's the risk, that's the risk of living the way you want to live and living in the direction of your purpose. The Hierophant and the Two of Pentacles. I think we talked about making a decision last time, possibly in this way. I'm not remembering fully in this moment, but you can go ahead and check last month's video. But by Taurus season, you're going to need to have an answer. So you still have until the end of April to make a decision about whatever that you're doing. But make sure you're contemplating the real aspects. Like if you're someone who makes a pro and con list, make sure you're weighing out, Libra here, make sure you're weighing out not just the external things, but the values and how that adds up too. That's a big part of it. And there's so much to do. There's such a broad horizon ahead by jumping that fence that you've jumped. So this is really exciting either way. And by making this decision, you're being asked to make a huge decision based off of what you know, but can't actually see yet. Because right now you're in the place, or you're coming into that place of the horizon. You're coming into the place of seeing, you may be coming in the place of like seeing what's really out there for you. And the decision you make, so here's the thing. The Hierophant is here to ask you, like, or if there's a Taurus in your life that you have been conversing about this, they're saying, what do you want? What do you really want? Because Taurus is really good at bringing you to, you're not in reality, but they're good at bringing you to reality in terms of making money. They know that you can have dreams, but they do such a good job of being realistic about the steps you have to take, which is great because it takes the pressure off of what a lot of people are doing now or what's trendy of like, take the leap, blah, blah, blah. Not everyone has that. It's just not everyone's cards to do that. Although, no matter the amount of risk you take, it's still taking a leap. So regardless, you're still going to come into some type of fruition by taking any leap of faith. So if there's a Taurus in your life and you're talking to them about the questioning, for some of you, that's me, because I have a Taurus ascending, rising, whatever you want to call it. So for some of you, that's me. And I'm asking you, what do you really want? Because if you don't follow through on what you really want, so this is about the follow through now. That's probably what I'm going to call this. You're going to get stuck in your head. And right now there's so much potential, and there's so much potential. To me is like magic. It's like glittery substance. It's like fractal energy. It's that fractality of knowing that you see the potential that it can become something, but right now it's just this vague silhouette. But as you get closer and as you make those steps, you realize, oh, it's becoming a reality. Like, this is a thing. So if you don't want to be stuck in your head, it's really important for you to understand that on the other side of this decision is more understanding, more support from yourself, especially emotionally. I've never seen it this way before, but I think maybe it's this whole flower thing that's going on, and spring coming for those of you who have the seasons. The Queen of Cups is reminding me in this moment about Mother Earth, knowing that when you set yourself out there, when you're on the hunt, where you're in the wild and being that wild horse that you are, you're asking the earth, the universe, God to support you. And the earth is like, I got you. I see what you're doing here, and I want to give you what you need. So just imagine that wild horse in hunger, and all of a sudden it comes across what it needs to feed itself. Just when you thought it wasn't coming. So if you want to bloom, you need to let yourself and allow yourself, and you need to follow through with that. The bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Wands, and I'm going to use this card. I'm going to bring it out here onto the floor. Because by Taurus season, as long as you follow through with whatever you truly decide on. And here, I'm going to give you a little, and I'm going to start a podcast, so I'll talk about this more in the podcast in the future. Here's the thing. You can decide something within yourself before you actually tell anyone, make a decision, and just to see how it feels and settle in. So, for example, my surroundings are different. I moved. I'm in a different space. When this opportunity was presented to me, I kept it to myself and decided, what would it be like if I moved in? What are the things I have to do to get there? What are the things I have to call in? So, I mean, calling in instead of forcing. So I need to call in money, or I need to call in opportunity, which could be the same thing, but I'm just trying to be simple here. So making that decision, how does my body feel? When you listen, I talked about this with one of my clients today, and this is something I've been thinking heavily about again, as someone who my body talks to me immediately. Whether I'm eating something or even trying on a certain fabric, my body's like, no, it'll inflame itself if it doesn't like it, and I'll feel it right away. It's wild. Or I become cold. So when you make this decision, feel it in your body, meaning it could be emotional too. If you're slightly scared but excited, boom, that's your risk. If it's not your opportunity and you know it, and you're just trying to force yourself into it, know that when you say no, the more clear opportunity, the thing that you want more will then have the visit, like it'll become open to you. It's like one door closes, the other door opens, or a whole new perspective. And I think we've talked about this before too. And then we have, it's really important. I'll show you more about the bottom when we look at the cards. It's just, this is your time to create potential and to start acting on the potential that you see and that you know is possible. So even though something looks enticing and you really, you know you can do well with it, and the other thing is still calling your name, maybe lean into that whisper more. Maybe lean into that part that is a little unknown. Like in Alice in Wonderland. the part where you came up and you I thought of you in it was when the Cheshire Cat came up. Is when Alice is alone and she thinks it's a dream. It's right in the beginning. It's the newer version, like the live one with Johnny Depp. And then Alice, all of a sudden, the Cheshire Cat appears and says something quite wise. I don't remember in this moment. Though it's that evaporation that you can appear to be 1 minute there and then 1 minute somewhere else. That's the expansion. Especially if you want to be seen more. The sun being so strong. If you want to be seen for what you do and who you are in your path, it's allowing that space and opportunity to do what you know you're supposed to do. So when you're seen, you understand. Like, this is just my innate purpose. This is just my innate thing that I want to do. So this decision that you're making, first and foremost, can be internal. Notice how you feel, and then act upon it accordingly. Beautiful. We'll look at the cards, and I'm excited for the future things that I have to offer for you guys. I just ask that you share this with anyone, or share my my channel with anyone that you think could really get something and learn something from this. To me, it's not always about resonance. It's about learning and growing and being maybe a little triggered here and there, because if we're triggered, it means that we're learning something, or we're ready to learn something in what we're being triggered by, and to respond accordingly. So please, I ask that. That'd be great. More to come, like I've been saying for a while, but there's just been so many changes, so I'm kind of just taking one step at a time. More information below if you would like to work with me. I love you, Sag, and follow through. Hi, Sag. So let me show you what I was saying today. So what I meant by something is going to be pulling you one way and the other thing's going to be pulling you the other way, it's how these are opposition. So the fire in you, even maybe the ego, which is also what the sun can also represent, is pulling you in a certain direction because you just want to go, especially having quarantine and all this stuff going on. You know, I know it's very general and generic to say that you just want to roam, but it's true. Like, some of you just really want to roam, and I get that. But here's where something really interesting came to mind was, do you want to just do it because you have the energy and you haven't been able to get out? Or do you want to do it because you want to bring forth and bring in these new, what maybe even have already come to you or what's coming to you? And it's these really golden things. It's not that you can't roam, but it's like the most sad you can be in Pisces season is to allow yourself to roam in your mind instead of running away from whatever running away physically, or just like running physically, not even running away, but running physically when your mind is still going to come with you, right? So it's possible that even, like, I know I said Taurus a lot in the beginning, but it's also about you seeing things in a different way. It could be a Taurus that helps you get there. It could be that these are going to go on through Taurus season. Or it could be you're just really gaining some insight when you're able to see not only the larger picture, but what you bring to the larger picture. It's about, because it's interesting. He's going that way. He's looking that way, and the sun is coming forward. So there also could be parts of you that are going in different directions. Excuse me while I show you every which way right now. And don't always do that. But I feel like you need, like, this reassurance that that's a part of your That's just a part of your natural essence that you're nurturing even more. So if you really are ready, go. But if it's only because you haven't been able to go, then you may just need to get out and have some fun. It may have nothing to do with work. It's just about having fun and giving yourself a little more freedom and space. In whatever fashion you like to do that. And it's going to bring you not only great insight, but also it's going to bring you to a decision that you don't realize that you've been putting off until now. But it's important because now is the time to make it. It's a decision based off of like how much you're emotionally maturing. And not only that, but what you can create by doing that. So there might be a strong woman figure in your life that you are allowing yourself to be vulnerable with. Or it's a part of you that's really growing, and by making this decision, it's causing you to just cry and have like some growing pains. And not that you're not used to that, but this is a different kind of growing pain. Now it's very specific, so I don't know if it will be for all of you. But it's going to cause you to be able to come up with really fresh insights, but also like this newfound energy. So like whatever you're grieving, because everyone's grieving somewhat in Pisces season. So in every reading, I remind everyone that Pisces season is the true ending of cycles. That it's the last sign, it's the elder, we're moving through things. But this one's huge because there's a lot to grieve. And that's for everyone. Pisces understands that probably on a more of a daily basis. But you're going to find some balance in this. It's all going to balance out by the end of the month. It's all going to show you what needed to happen. And you're, more than anyone, going to see that there's a really swift, clean change, and you become very clear on how you want to use that energy. And come Taurus season, it will become clearer. And by Libra season, you'll look and realize even more how capable you are, how strong you are, how radiant you are. All of the the word comes to me, the finesse, the extreme finesse that you can have. Agility. I almost want to call this agility now, but you'll find that you have a crazy amount of agility. And it's like attack mode. But like, it's not like you're attacking anyone, but you're just like going after life because you're like just feeling the groove again. So this follow through, what I'm talking about, is with yourself and with what is showing up right now in every direction. But it's the same thing. It's not like they're nothing separate. So following through with this, and I know I took some time on this, but I feel like it just really needed to be that way. So this follow through is going to bring you through and into so much clarity for most of you. And there's going to be a decision. If you're not already at the decision, it's coming very soon. Yeah, I'd say within the next couple of weeks, by the end of the season, you'll have the decision made. You might be just like weighing out everything too. And by the end of it, you'll understand. Okay, Sag, I'm excited to see what comes next month. Information below to work with me. And I love you so much. Talk soon.